on, whatever, then you kind of need to stay your focus back to God, and just be like, you know what, Lord, I just want to be open and free to do what I don't care how I look. I'm just going to do it, and I'm just going to worship you, and I'm going to know that my heart and everything is in the right place. You know what I mean?
I think what just came to my mind is when when I was a kid going to church, the preacher said, "Do you know why you lift your hands?" Which is a very good question. Like, why do you like? Why, preacher? Tell me. He said it's a sign of surrender. Yeah. Imagine the police say to the police come to arrest you. What do you say?
Lift your hands up,
show me your hands. Like, and I feel like for me, when I lift my hands, I'm like, I'm surrendering. I don't have anything in my heart, in my mind, in my hands, in my body. Like, it's all out there, Jesus. You can have like. For me, I'm actually surrender. I'm in the position of surrender. Like, you got me.
Yeah. Dead
so
right.
I think it's important to know why we do these things as well, and not just do it because the worship leader said lift your hands.
Exactly. And I think as well, like, we need to learn to worship God not because of what He's done, but because of who He is.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the time that's what happens. And it's like once our circumstances change, or once we lose that job, or once we lose that man, or once we lose that house, or circumstances change, and once the storm comes, all of a sudden Lord, you've forsaken me. Lord, you've done this. Lord, you've done that. And it's like you have that surface praise until something goes wrong. But I feel like it's about going deep into say, you know what, Lord, even through all of this,
your
even through everything, you are still God. And that exactly. And even if I make my bed in hell, you're still gonna be there. You know what I mean? You're still gonna deliver me. You're still gonna keep me through. You're still gonna provide for me, protect me. All of these things. And I think like as well, it depends on like your status of your relationship. Are you praising God because of the blessings, or are you praising God
because of what you're not even seeing? Do you know what I mean? That's how. And I remember looking for, and people say people catch spirit and stuff. And I see people dance and run up and down, and I'm like, I want to do that. Why do I never do that? Why do I never? But it was like, do you know why? Do you know what I mean? Do you know why they're doing that? You don't know why they're doing that. You don't know. And literally, since I changed my prayer to, guess what? I don't even care what I look like. Just freedom of worship. That's all I want. That's just a heart and a freedom of worship. I don't care about anything else. Not even know me up there. I honestly don't know. Yeah. Because it's not for me to know. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? It's for God to know. It's not for nobody else around me to know. It's for God to know. And like you said earlier, like it's often a joke, it's like make a little one joke about it, but not to like slate somebody because somebody gave their testimony on Sunday, and I was like, yes! Like, I was sat there and I was so happy. I was like, yes! Yes, you tell them why you jump. You tell them why you tell them why you shout out when you need to. You tell them why you stand up and you just bawl and you start weeping. You tell them because they don't know. And that's the thing, we stand back and we look and we're like,
we ridicule.
She can't sit down. Why should I bawl every week? Should I bawl? My goodness, what happened to her? She can't sit still.
It's your testimony.
Exactly.
It's literally, and that is where, like, I feel like, I don't know, for me, I have a test. I know what God got me from.
Exactly.
I know what I have, what I don't have. I know what I could. You know when people say, "Oh, I nearly died," it's not a joke for me. And when you think God, like what Jesus did from what He did on the cross, going to hell, getting back the keys of coming, and for me. For me, not. Yeah. I don't care about you.
For me.
I don't care about you neither.
Jesus died. For me. He shed His blood.
Yeah.
For me, that positions my heart to think, God, I don't even deserve it. I'm not worthy, but still, me. Me.
And I was reading one time, and there was a devotion about that, and it was saying that out of the whole time that Jesus was on this earth, like God was always in communication with him, and on that time when he was on the cross, he said, "Lord, why hast thou forsaken me?" Yeah, and to think that your Father has forsaken you, left you to go through all of this turmoil, all of this pain, all this literally the sins of the world, from what was to which is to come, and you've been forsaken, and all of that's for you.
Heaven closed its eyes.
Just look at Genesis. Is it Genesis? When the story of Abraham sacrificing his son, what you talked about earlier on. and how God pushed him all the way. Well, not pushed him, but asked him, and he did it to the point where he was about to, and he stopped him, but he went through with it.
Exactly.
Because if you was to ask why he stopped, it would be because he could see the pain that Abraham was going through to carry out the sacrifice that God had asked him to carry out.
And God
he literally
did that.
And he had to follow through.
He came and he did it, and he didn't say stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He just shut his eyes.
Can you imagine though, your mom and your dad shutting their eyes, like they sacrificed you, they turned away from you the moment that you need them the most, because that was the moment that Jesus needed.
Well, that's what Abraham did. Abraham would have closed his eyes and just to go down, but then God was like, stop. You know what I mean? And that's when that for me is what made me like
exactly.
Jesus.
I was like, Lord.
That
I can't even imagine.
That is how you learn worship.
You stopped us. You stopped a man from killing his son. Like you told him to do it, and you stopped him. And I know you stopped him because you couldn't bear the pain that you'd put him through, or would be putting him through. But you went through with it.
He did the same thing with his own son, and I think that conditions your heart to kind of worship. You think, wow, all of that bloodshed, all of that, all the literal sins of the whole my world. You know, it puts your heart in a position to say, this is why we worship. You know that song.
Yeah.
This is why we worship. Yeah. This is why we praise, and it's incredible.
It is. It definitely is. So, last question: what does worship sound like? Is that a physical sound?
Wait. No.
I'm gonna say something. I don't know if anybody else experienced this, but when you've been in the midst of worship, like you've been in it, does it not sound like there's a big orchestra and like, do you know what I mean? Like there's been a place that I've been in worship, and when I get to that place, it's like I'm not here. I'm not on the earth anymore. Honest to God truth, I know that's probably my personal experience, but I'm not here, and the musicians sound like there's about 50 piano players, there's about 10,000 drum players, there's about 60 guitar players, and the praise and worship team, they're singing, sounds like there's about 5,000 angels stood there singing.
Yeah, but that does happen.
And I don't feel like I'm here. And even if I open my eyes, I still don't feel like I'm here. Do you know what I mean?
One thing that happened to us when we was in the States, it was years ago, like before we came.
Yeah, you was young then, weren't you?
Yeah, and we had all night prayer, and we was praying at church or whatever, and then they were like, we heard literal angels singing, and then it just reminded me. It reminded me of the scripture when the Lord says He will inhabit the praise of His people. And you know, where 2 or 3 are gathered, there He is in the midst. It's like when everybody comes together in unity, and all of our hearts and our worship joins together. It's like the Lord just says, okay, I'm here. Now watch me move. And that's where we always need to aim. I feel like, to me personally, that's the reason why we come to church. It's for all of our hearts to join into unity and join into worship and just say, you know what, for how many hours we're here, we want to engage with Jesus. We want to see Jesus lifted high. We want to see Him glorified. And we want to spend that one-on-one time with Him. So now that we can leave here and we can go and preach to the people and bring more people into the knowledge of who He is.
When that happens, I feel like I'm at church with you. I feel like He's like, I know He's there. I know like His presence is there. But I literally feel like I ain't, you know, where I am. I'm not here. I'm not on earth. I've gone somewhere else. And it literally, everything sounds so, I can't even explain it. Now I'm trying to explain it. I can't. It's out of an outer world experience. And it that to me, that's my personal like what worship sounds like. And I've never ever heard that. And it took me to step into a place to be able to hear that. And you don't matter how, you don't, you know, business, if you sing out of tune, everything's in tune, everything's on one accord, everything's just
bound together. It's like one big kind of production. It is, but
it's crazy.
For me, I'm different. Like when I feel the presence of the Lord, I like the silence.
I was getting there. I was waiting.
I hear
nothing.
But that's why I say it's personal.
Yeah, because when we get to the spirit, and literally, like, you won't find me laying on the floor and jumping up and down and screaming or whatever the case may be. Like, you'll literally see me just sat here.
Yeah. Even in that noise, like I said, there's nobody else there. It's like it's me and God. Like that's what I meant. Like in the sense of there's nobody else there. The congregation ain't there. Praise and worship ain't there. It's literally just like, just imagine like you're just floating in the galaxy, like when you watch films and people are floating up in space or whatever, almost like that. And even though it's so loud, it's so still.
It's so it's the peace.
You get what I mean?
Like
I was gonna say, for me, it's just silence. It's just like I know the words are coming out of my mouth. I know my hands are lifted.
Know what's happening.
I know my heart is positioned in the right place. I know that the worship team is there. I can hear the drums. I can hear the keyboard. I can hear the bass. I can hear the acoustic guitar. I can hear it. I can hear the person next to me singing. But to me, it's just there's like just a moment where God is high, God is lifted up, He is exalted above everything. And I'm there like a speck. This is God and this is me. And I'm like, wow. Yeah. Just wow. And in that moment, it's like you feel the silence, not hear it, but you feel it. And you just know that it has no sound, but it's
to me it feels like peace.
It is peace.
Like it's literally the physical manifestation of peace.
But have you ever
like
been in that
it's just like, oh my gosh.
Have you ever been there and then I don't know if it's just me, but been in that whatever it is for you, if it's complete silence, whether it's an orchestra of angels, whatever it is, but then just said something like, Lord, have your way.
Yeah.
Or you know, welcome Lord, like deliver someone or and then it just happens. Yeah. And you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Literally.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Literally, and it's not scary, but it shows to you the power
or like when
that we have
you're
access to.
You're in that moment and then God tells you to do something. Because that happens to me all the time. Because I remember that time and I'll never forget it. And I was like in worship and everything like that. And the Spirit was moving at church. And I remember this when you and Seat were there. And then the Lord just told me, He was like, go to the back and go get her.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, Jesus, I want to worship. So leave me alone. Let me worship.
Leave me alone.
But you know, I feel like Saul, Jesus. But I was like, okay. So I kind of went, and then it was like when I got her, and then I got you, and we went up. And then the Lord just went boom, and just like lashed over me, and it was just like it was overwhelming. I didn't even need to make it to the altar. I was nearly on the floor, like in the aisle, like going. But it was just like
it shows you.
In that presence, you hear the audible voice of God, and you hear that in your spirit. And it's like it's a time where there's no distractions and there's no nothing, and you just press into that presence. And that to me, that's when you manifest that scripture of worshipping in spirit and in truth. So now no flesh, because no flesh can enter into God's presence. That's number one. So now it's like the spirit, literally a physical manifestation of Jesus Himself in the presence, just going.
Yeah.
To me, that's what worship sounds like.
I when I wrote that question, I didn't mean for it to get so deep. We went there.
We went there anyway.
I meant like from musicians kind of congregation interaction. What is it?
Well, I thought you meant person. You didn't expand.
My bad.
We went
it's
there.
like yesterday Nate asked to bless the food, but I didn't hear him say bless the food, so I'll pray. I was like, Jesus.
We just gonna call down fire.
And if it be I will. Jesus.
And I was like, amen. And then he was just like, wow.
I always told you to pray for the food.
I was like, come back, guys.
Come back. We're coming back. We're coming back.
Yourselves.
Yes.
But I meant, I don't know, but maybe that's how it was supposed to be answered.
Yeah.
Because maybe there's somebody that's going to listen and think, you know, gee, I'm a bit weird if I get this deep in worship. No, you're not.
You're not weird.
Trust me, we are here.
Embrace it.
Keep going.
Embrace it. Keep pushing. Get in it, and because that level of worship will take you beyond your wildest dreams. So yeah, definitely stay in that. Embrace it. Definitely.
Yeah, I thought it meant to have like a sound like when God delivered the children of Israel out of, and they got
and they shouted,
and there was a shout, but I imagine that's more like praise. But I feel like we went there, and worship sounds like nothing, and it sounds like everything.
Yeah.
So there,
literally nothing and everything.
Yeah,
in one.
Surreal.
Surreal. Definitely surreal.
Well,
thank you guys for tuning